I'm not still part of this. I'm not still not doing this. You made me reach a higher level because you talk about things and your expertise, and I can't wait. And we putting it out in the atmosphere when you do your thing, so you can make us think. Sherman Gartrell, you need to open them outside or something. hey, these microphones are real. But then the barbershop, then what we do. Right. But man, I love what we doing, man, and I done had so much fun with the 2 episodes that we have done, and bruh, cause like I say, it's making me dive deeper into the high school and scholastic sports, and I just thank y'all for bringing your boy aboard and letting us do this, man. And hey, yeah, y'all know what it is. Yes, sir, and that's what I've always tell people. My job in this barbershop, we don't do interviews; we have conversations. And my job is to make sure that you're comfortable enough to have a conversation. And if I can't make you comfortable, I have failed at what I do. And my goal is not to fail. That's why I think this thing is a little bit different from the way everybody else, because everybody else does interviews. We have conversations, because conversations is what's gonna help my community. And the conversations that we've had on the 2 shows we did at SiMP, Simply I Make Plays, we changing the narrative on that word. The conversation that we had, I really and truly believe that it has helped, and it's going to continue to help some youth, some parents understand scholastic sports and where they're heading. And man, I am honored to be a part. Yes, sir. Hey, Will, I ain't gonna lie, but it aches a little bit more. I know I'm still in my prime, but whew, the recovery time is a little different now. Icy hot. Hey man, I need some icy hot. I need some ginger, some turmeric, some Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Boy, some alcohol, the green kind. Cause boy, that thing get a little rough sometimes. Yes sir, the green one. Y'all know the green one? Yes sir. Yes sir. But I mean, I like I say, man, I'm just so appreciative, and like I say, to be able to have conversations with Will Sane regularly again, man. And Coach Wells, man, just watching him and the wealth of knowledge that he has about, you know, the high school sports and now he cheers for Clemson, but we ain't gonna hold that against him. But you know, it takes all kinds, so, but you know, but that's my guy.
Part of the village.
Hey, it's part of the village, amen. Part of the village. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Anybody got any questions for my guys? Feel free. We got them live right here, right now. Anything else y'all want to say? And to let y'all know, I am working on trying to get us an intro. So I shout out some people today trying to get our intro right, but we're gonna get this thing, man. I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
Hey, I got something to say.
Absolutely. Sane, you good? Hey, Sane, it's one of them nights in the barbershop where it's random-ish. You know we got the strike is over. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Hey, man, the strike is over. The strike is over. On Tuesday, the longshore workers from Texas on up to Maine went on strike.
Tenfold.
And they were like, no more. We ain't doing this. Y'all making too much bread. And y'all trying to get rid of our jobs with this whole animation thing.
Right.
So since the storms of last week, we've been in a panic. And then when they went on strike, oh my God, we can't get supplies. We can't do this. We can't do that. So this side of the country has been shut down from Texas on up to Maine. On the other side of the country, they got theirs figured out. The strike is over. What does that mean? I got two guys that's familiar with strikes and negotiations and things of that nature. Slim Fit is sensitive. He's part of the UPS family where they just earlier this year had negotiations, had a plan. It fell through. Came and I got Postmaster Joker, who's in the post office business. That thing's crazy. So let's talk about this. The strike is over, but how bad could it have been? Will, come from where you at? You down in Florida now. How bad, first of all, coming off the storm, how bad was it, is it, and with this strike, what did that do for you and where you at now? man, they got cut off. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, my thing about, especially when you're talking about the East Coast strike, from what I read, it's like two out of every 3 containers that enter the United States come through the East Coast port. So that's major. I know the West Coast did they deal for 33% raises. They do 1 out of 3. So it worked for them. But these guys on the East Coast are working longer, harder, and more. So I think that, to me, I was a union person at one point in time, and I got in management. But man, there's voice in numbers. So, and if you want, the great thing about a union is like if you need something pushed across. Yeah.
Y'all back? Can y'all hear me? Oh no. We good.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Will. Now, like I say, I was asking you, with you being in Florida, how have you been affected? And Coach Wells, we gonna come to you because you are directly in the city where a lot of this thing went down. So you're next. But Will, how's that thing have affected you and where you at?
Good luck with him.
Now, Wells, you in Savannah, Georgia, where a lot of the longshoremen are, a lot of the ports are. What was that thing like in your city? Wow. Holiday season. Yeah. Election and holiday season. I'm sure. Boom.
I just had a response. I think the strike, we wouldn't feel the full effect of that strike until probably like maybe 2 weeks from next week. Maybe a week or 2 in. They settled in 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? So I think these people where Will and
Coach Wells
are, it's more attributed to the hurricane. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the strike. The strike was short. We never, like I'm saying, we know we're talking about the strike, but the strike was never really a strike. 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So if it was longer than that, then we would have had supply issues and all this, the cost would went up, but they settled that.
Yeah.
So it's not even, it's a non-issue right now. But the biggest thing is like they're getting help to those people in these communities that suffer from this hurricane.
Yeah.
They got roads blocked, lines down. Biden just said, hey, I got everything you need, but I can't get it to you.
Yeah. And
So
a guy that I was in the Navy with, we on the chat line, and he's part of the trying to get cleanup. And when this strike started, his biggest thing was getting supplies to his people so they can get some of this stuff up. So with it just being a 2-day strike, they still behind. But now, Saint Nick, that's what you call him, but we like to call him sensitive.
skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans, slim fit.
Slim fit.
You have been a part of this thing. You've been a steward in trying to get these negotiations for strikes and things. How important was this that it ended as quickly as it did?
Well, first of all, it hasn't ended.
Okay.
It was suspended, so that makes a big difference when you're union. They supposed to report back Friday. I think I was reading. I think on the East Coast is 62% increase in wages over 6 years.
Over 6 years, yes.
But that's not in cement. All they agreed to was to stop striking and go back to work Friday.
Okay.
Yes, so that makes a big difference because that can turn around to be 3, 4, 5 weeks. Next thing you know, they're not agreeing. They say 58, we say 62, and they say, well, we're going back on strike. That's just how that goes.
Okay, so the word suspended and ended.
That's a totally different because nothing been signed.
Oh.
Nothing hasn't been signed. I've been through this twice at UPS, so it's positive, but nothing's in concrete.
Right.
So we'll just have, it's a wait and see.
Okay, now your business, UPS, y'all are predicated off the trucks getting this stuff in this stuff. Were y'all impacted? Are y'all impacted?
If we would have, the thing about it is that we never went on strike this year. We went on strike in the past, which was over 20 years ago, and I wasn't with the company. But we never went on strike this year. What they did, they came up with a tentative agreement, and right before actually after the contract ended, which was August the 1st of last year, they came up with an agreement. 2 weeks later, it was in writing. With this right here, it's nothing in writing. It's just like you got labor and you got the workers sitting there and they're trying to complete a deal.
Yeah.
They might say 58, they say 62, next thing you know, they fighting over millions of dollars because that percentage, that 0.5% is a lot of money, especially when you're in corporate America, you know, somebody like UPS. So it's a negotiation still. They just agreed to continue working Friday and try to punch this thing up. So the impact is, if they would have went on strike, I'm with Lee. A couple of days you might not have seen it, but 3, 4 weeks, you would have seen a big impact. When we're talking about gas, we're talking about supplies, we're talking about food, we're talking about meds.
Yeah.
And it's going to impact every big company, Amazon, Walmart. It's going to impact everybody. So I'm glad we kind of like on the positive side of that. I don't think we might not see that, but it would have been huge. It would have been way huger than UPS going on strike.
Okay.
A lot.
Hey, Slim, just piggyback on that. So with your knowledge of working unions, with them just suspending, is that positive?
Yeah, like I said,
real positive.
Like I said, that's a positive. They're saying, okay, we will talk.
So we would. So
Yes.
if you had to put it on a weighted scale of get deal done, where we at? Based on your experience from working with you,
I would say 80-20.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say 80-20, but it only takes, and I think Larry knows this.
We close to Christmas.
It only takes one person who has a big money in this company to say, no, I'm not giving them 62, I'll give them 58, because they're gonna lose millions of dollars.
Yeah. Larry, let's hear your side, because you work for the United Postal, you work for the mail folks.
Well, the difference with us is we have an agreement. We don't strike. So when the contract runs out, if we have a disagreement, we run through on the previous contract until the next contract is negotiated.
Right.
We have that agreement because we do not strike and we do not lay off. So we'll never lay off our employees, and our employees will never strike.
Okay.
So that's the difference. But being in management, we still negotiate, because we still negotiate contracts, we still negotiate the local memorandums of understanding, the local LMOUs. So you still have to be able to come together. And like Sam said, all they basically done is said, we're going back to the table in good faith.
Exactly.
That's all they done, which is good.
Right.
It's better than the alternative.
Exactly.
But it only takes one on each side, because it still has to be ratified from the union perspective on whatever they decide they're gonna do. And management still has to decide what they're gonna offer.
Right.
And usually that's a wide gap
Wide gap.
between what union wants and what management is willing to give.
Yeah.
But the only thing that what I read on is like, since COVID, these companies had an 800% increase. And I know that don't mean anything to the Clement person, but an 800 increase. You don't think the employees know that?
In financial?
No, they know what I'm saying. And they working for the same little piece, and then they got to deal with the biggest thing. Like, it's two things they deal with, like Rick said. It's the money. They want to get paid a little bit more because they want a little bit harder. And then companies are doing AI.
Well deserved,
Right.
and what you can get are two different things.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
You may deserve it,
Right.
but what can you negotiate at the table?
I agree with that.
Hey,
Because-
Will Sane, what's one of your favorite sayings?
Well, with you saying that, is that's the reason they ain't striking.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
not
That's why. They
disagreeing.
not
Not
stupid.
disagreeing. Not
You know
disagreeing.
what I'm saying? Like they
Not
are
disagreeing.
well informed right now.
That's what the union is for.
Because he knows we throw out,
That's-
they already know.
That's what.
You
That's
can
what.
make an 800.
That's what the union. That's what the
800%
union is
increase.
for. But we have to remember, as I like to talk, we have to remember, American Airlines.
Yeah.
They negotiated themselves right out of business.
They sure
Right.
did.
The union said, I want this. Management said, I'm gonna give you this.
Right.
They never could meet, and now there's no such thing.
Well,
Come on.
well, Larry. One thing about that is like comparing like you having these freights coming from overseas to American Airlines. That's tomatoes, because you still got all these other airlines that can provide the service.
I get
But
it.
if you holding the whole eastern seaboard,
I
that
get
is
it.
responsible for 2 out of 3 cargo trailers into this country.
I
That's a
understand.
bigger difference than you talking about. I'm just saying, I see what you're saying, but
I
that's
understand.
tomatoes and oranges.
But
Comparison.
what you have to understand is coming from the union
Yeah, it's totally different.
is totally different because listen, what management is gonna try to negotiate is, okay, I'm gonna give Sam, who's been here 25 years, that's 62. But anybody that comes under him, I'm not.
It depends
So
on-
it
it
depends on the
contract.
negotiating contract,
Right,
and
right.
there are gonna be different tactics to it. So all money ain't good money.
Right, but
It may be top heavy. It may be.
Hey, the
it
one thing
depends
about
on how it's laid
right,
out. That's
but
all I'm saying.
right, but no negotiating good
That's a
faith.
good point.
That's all.
I'm on both sides. I was in the
Yeah, I'm
union
just
and
saying,
I was in the management
I
side.
was too.
But negotiating good faith, and a lot of times you already know this. And I was on the management side. It's not a good faith negotiation. You know what I'm saying? Like basically you're talking about numbers. It's not.
It's not because
So when you negotiate in good faith. You made 800.
when you
that's percent
but
increase?
you're looking at negotiating in good faith doesn't mean I've split my profits
No,
with
no, no,
50-50.
no.
Negotiating in good faith
I don't
means
think.
now in what we call the employee labor management book for the post office, fair is only mentioned twice.
Mhm.
Fair days work, for a fair day's pay.
That's
Right.
it.
That's it.
Right.
That's the only thing that's fair in a labor management agreement. A fair day's work for a fair day's pay.
Right.
When we come and we bring it to the table, it's about what am I willing to give up? What are you willing to give up?
Right.
That is a fair negotiation. That's all we're trying to
Right.
do. What am I gonna sacrifice to get you back? What are you
Right.
willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Because
Again.
that's all it's gonna boil down to.
You know what? You're right about that. That's why they suspend everything. You know what I'm saying? Because if they not gonna make any money, if these containers cannot move.
They not.
So.
But
they
at the
suspend
same, but at the same time, they not gonna make any money.
It's a lot of,
You gotta think.
Right. No.
Nobody gonna make. Now let me ask you this: out of the two that's not gonna make money, the worker or the management, who's gonna hurt faster?
The worker. That's
That's
right.
what you have
Right.
to
But,
remember.
but that's the point of a strike. Like you willing when you go on a strike,
You
you already
will.
know you not gonna make money. So you are standing on principle.
You have to.
So and you are willing to sacrifice it all to get what you want. And the crazy thing about it, like these companies, what they do is they're like, okay, well, they ain't gonna go on strike. They go on strike to go for 2 weeks, 2 days, because they gonna run out of paycheck. But when you stand strong on that line, that gonna say it all. You think these management people gonna come down there and run these cranes, ship these carts around, drive these ships?
But
No,
no,
they not.
that's not what they gonna do. But what they will do is bring in me, who ain't never drove.
Okay.
They'll bring in. They
Right.
go. No. I get what you're saying.
You're
No,
right,
no,
you're
I,
right,
get,
right,
I absolutely
right.
get what you're saying.
Right.
But no, we ain't gonna put out what they putting out.
Right.
But we still gonna, and I'm still gonna make some money.
Rick,
You're not gonna make
They
it.
done tried that.
Of
They
course.
tried it. Every time people
Of
on strike, they try
course.
that. They
Of
bring in
course.
these little
Yes.
people that have no experience
sir.
in things, and guess what? And it happens.
They bring in this
They
guy.
negotiate,
Yeah.
and they get a deal. So
They bring in this guy.
on your premises. So if they could just bring anybody in to do it, we would have. This wouldn't even be an issue.
Absolutely.
So they'll just bring people in,
Absolutely.
and you in out. But
Well,
it's
we-
not that way
No.
because like what Larry do, like Larry got a lot of people work for him. Sam got a lot of people work for him, and these are experienced people. So if Sam people went on strike, and his crew can't deliver packages like they normally deliver packages. A lot of people not gonna get their stuff till like 3 days or Sam, you can trip this. You're gonna have about trucks coming back saying, "Oh, I don't know this address,
I want
load
to
the address."
I want to chime in.
Look,
on
go
that,
ahead.
okay? Can I chime in on that
Okay.
real quick? Post office UPS totally different. With us, kind of piggyback on what you said about the money they was making, like 800% or whatever, right? With UPS, our contracts are broke down into money phases, right?
Mhm.
So it's give and take, right? So let's say they said, well, Sam, we're gonna give you $8 more in the next 5 years. Everybody like, oh, they raising their hand, right? But you're missing all the other stuff that goes on. Wait, hold on. That is missing that you do not see, right? So with our contract right now, right? To be honest with you, it was a bad contract for the company. And the reason why, because you have to deal with language in that contract. You got to deal with how many times a person can get fired. All that stuff, the language changes every 5 years, right? And it only takes one word for that person, whether it be a part-timer or a full-timer, to get their money. I'm talking about one word in the contract. And I think that's a lot of times people don't understand what a contract actually consists of, because to be honest with you, the company got a bad contract. Because I think we got a good contract, but if you're thinking about the company side, no, because there's so much money going out that used to be coming in. And the reason why it's going out is because of one simple word, 2 different words. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's different with the post office, and I know you was union, whatever, but I'm telling you, like this 800% that they was having, it probably is not going to be that much, Lee.
Well, the thing to remember is this: both sides have to remember they need each other.
Right.
Right.
I agree with that.
That's the thing
I
to
remember
remember.
both sides. I agree with that.
I can't make my money without you.
Right.
Right.
And I can't get paid what I'm gonna get paid without you. So both sides have to have that understanding. And that's why I say in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to go to the table knowing that I need my workers. And the workers have to come to the table knowing that they need the job.
Right.
Because if we negotiate ourselves out of business, it does no one any good.
Exactly. But you know, at the end of the day, like when I was in the union, one thing about anyone, even with me being in management, like Sam just said, these contracts when you sign it, they're tiered.
Oh yeah.
Like you made this year, this year. So you had to work on those kind of conditions. So at the same time, it's like your company. One thing about a company, I don't think that they're gonna negotiate themselves out of business. But no, when I say negotiate, I'm just saying when I say that, it's like when I'm saying like when you talking about what these people want, maybe like the big wigs.
No company intends to negotiate themselves out of business.
Right.
But
No.
You do have those companies.
You can put a bad contract in place.
Right.
That the effects will put you out of business.
That's
Well, that's not. No. That's what
Larry,
no, what I'm saying is,
I'm telling you, that's just how UPS feels right
No.
now. This contract, I'm not.
Right.
It's going to put them in turmoil. I'm not saying so far as put them out of business,
No.
but I'm telling you, they are losing a lot more money than they used to say they was losing or they was gaining. Just put it that way. I know it because I'm a steward and I see the money coming out.
What you say, Sane? Hold on. What you say, Sane?
right.
It's not about the people. It's not about the people because you have this company where they have money. You have these people on the boards. You have these people that got a lot of stock within the company.
That's what he asked.
No.
How long do you think the workers would have lasted on the strike?
As long as it took.
Yeah.
As long as it took. You wanna know why? Because like Lee said, we run this, you're gonna lose all this money. Okay, well, I'm willing to sit out. Yeah, I won't get a check, but I'm in union, right?
Uh-huh.
So we will get a check. It might not be $3,000,
That's
$4,000,
$1,000,
yes, but I do get a check. So once you have unions, people gotta understand a union is together, right?
Yeah.
So
That's the purpose of
to
it.
answer your question, it would last as long as it took. TNT, they went on strike for about 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know if y'all familiar with that.
Yeah,
My mother-in-law walked that people.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So we wasn't able to even deliver to them. Like,
Yep.
if you're in the union, you can't even deliver their packages or nothing.
Right.
Period. No, you can't do it, right? Everybody thought it was just gonna last, about a week or so. No, it lasted 5, 6 weeks. So, what people don't understand, unions are very strong.
Yeah.
If you have a big union.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it would have lasted, especially like Lee said, on this eastern seaboard.
But
Yes.
that's
you know how
why-
many people
That's
work?
why it only lasted 2 days.
Right. That's it.
Because both
Yeah.
sides recognize the danger in it lasting more than it
Millions.
Yes.
millions
Yes.
on
Every
both
day.
sides.
Oh, yes.
Because if we're bringing in this much profit and I'm gonna let this last, it's gonna not only cut into the bottom line, but it's gonna back everything up. It's not worth it.
Exactly.
It's not worth it.
That's the key word right
It's
there,
not
Larry.
worth it.
And Sam, I remember y'all last negotiations, y'all lost some money because y'all couldn't deliver for a couple of days or something in there, wasn't it?
We did, but this is my thing. We're losing more money with a contract
Wow.
per se. The
The
company.
company, per se, the
You
company.
see what
Yes,
I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Because of language in that contract.
But then y'all lose some contracts?
We lost a lot of contracts.
Yes.
What happened is everybody was scared and up in arms,
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, okay, well, I might deliver to a big company, let's just say Biolab, right? Oh, well, y'all finna get ready to go on strike. Okay, we got to do something. We got to put something in contingency, right?
To get our stuff.
To get our stuff." So what was happening is, i.e. FedEx, right? FedEx said, "Okay, well, we'll take over, but you got to sign a contract for 2 years."
Yeah.
So now we lose that business for 2 years.
Yes.
That's just one little aspect that
Yes.
UPS is
Yes.
dealing with right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Because they're losing a lot of money because they lost a lot of business.
Yeah.
Because FedEx said, "No, I'm not doing it unless you do a 2-year contract," which was very smart.
Yes, sir.
You see
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So it goes a long way You know, it does.
Hey, Will Sane, you used to say something, it ain't what you worth, it's what you can negotiate. Yes, sir.
Hey, baller. For a year.
I can't feed my family. I can't feed my family with that.
Well, who told me to have 20 kids?
I know, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, SiMP, we finna get y'all out of here. Hey, man, like I say, my brothers, it's a pleasure to be back. Will Sane, you know it's a pleasure for me and you to be back together again. But Coach Wells, it's a pleasure for you to bring us on to be a part of what you're doing. And we just gonna get this thing bigger and bigger. And y'all are also gonna be part of this MEU family because they're going to allow us to broadcast our show on their internet radio. So you also part of this family out of the Classic City, man. And this thing, hey man, I see beautiful things coming out of this.
Yep.
And like I say, man, I appreciate the two of y'all, both of y'all. And we're saying, you know, you always got a barber chair in the barber shop. Coach Wells, anytime you get a Classic City, please stop through. And I see y'all. We will be on the chat every day, but not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday afterwards, we'll be back on doing what we do. I appreciate you, brothers. I love you, brothers. And y'all have a good evening. Go ahead. Absolutely. Will Sane. Love you, boy. Yes, sir. Hey, man, we finna get ready to take a break. And we got Larry the Legend. He got one of them.
Hold on. Can I say one thing first?
Yes, you can.
Is Will still online? Will. Hey, Will, I just want me personally to say thank you, man, because you introduced my boy to a whole new avenue.
Yes, you did.
And he
Embracing it.
you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate you to death. You definitely fam. Anything you ever need from me and anybody in the barbershop, we got you.
Yes, sir.
Just know that. You too, Coach Wells. That's all.
Love you, boy.
Will Sane, love you, boy.
Love you, dude.
Hey, we gonna take a break, but the break is the poet, called himself Joker, Lawrence. But we gonna take a few minutes and let him do his thing, and we gonna take a break, run a commercial after that, and we will be right back.
All right, then. So I guess we're gonna talk about forgiveness.
You killing me. You know
I promised myself that the next time I saw your face, that I would tell you all about yourself. That I would finally get these demons out of my head, get this hatred out of my heart. But since promises were made to be broken, I have chosen to walk a different path. And though my wrath has been relinquished, the sequence of events that led to my pain still reverberate in the echoes of my brain, stained in plain sight. And no amount of might has been able to ease my plight. Fight or flight, wrong or right. Despite my desire to maintain the heat of the fire, the weight of my ire had me trapped in the muck and the mire. To be simply put, the cost was too high, and you were simply not worth my soul. My only goal in the second half of my life is peace. That it can only be achieved if I do not set myself free. So I forgive you.
And not for you, but for me. I release the hold that the pain you caused had on me. But please, do not believe that this gives you access back to me. That will never be. My decree is for all to hear and to see. And though at times I may have to flee from the triggers that resurface occasionally, what will be will be. We are no longer bound. Healing is what I have finally found. My footing on solid ground. And if I have to be the villain in your version of the truth, it's cool. That's all up to you. My circle of life knows the pudding of proof. And like aloe, that is enough for my any irritation to be soothed. So I will remove myself from the situation with no further hesitation or explanation, no condemnation or even damnation, just the elation that the expectation of peace can have. When you start this journey on this particular path, the challenges can seem overwhelming. While your spirit is melting like water on wicked witches, pull up your big boy britches and confess, for there is peace to be found in the land of forgiveness.
When you say he gonna do a poem or do a commercial, you ain't gotta say nothing else. Yeah, just don't move. Y'all trying to mess up